Guys, let's talk about the entirety of this episode. Let's talk about basically, yeah, all the little nitty-gritty details. I've got a supercut here with all the different dialogue. Hopefully, I've got the most of it. I kind of missed the start. I kind of missed the Braham start. But that's basically just to fill us in where we are. We are in episode 4 of season 3. Aurene has just eaten Joko. And we have been called to action by Taimi to join the summit in Jahai Bluffs because Aurene kind of just crashed the place, landed, and collapsed. And everyone's accusing us, the commander, of trying to manipulate the scene, the scenario, and manipulate everyone, basically, into submitting to the power of the dragon. Right. Let's start this out.
Made us his slaves?
Traitors! As if I would debase myself by sharing a table with someone like you.
What did I tell you?
Wait, where did these Morden Crescent come from?
Sorry.
Ah, there they are. Now we can finally begin the main event. I was willing to indulge this farce, I really was. But once again, you had to bring your dragon in, to threaten us. You're a danger to Alona. You all are. In fact, the best thing for Alona would be for all of you to go away. Guards? This land belongs to the Morden Crescent.
This land belongs to the Morden Crescent. So basically, first time story. No, we're going through the entire story here, man. So basically, everyone's accusing us of trying to tamper with the situation. Everyone thinks that we are trying to take over Alona, push our agenda, and the dragon is here just to call everyone into submissions, basically, right?
Not to the weak, the ungrateful, awakened, sun spears. You're all pathetic, and now you're done. We're taking Alona back by force. Enough!
Cuss!
Commander, good to see the sun again.
So in case you kind of missed this detail, in the first episode, in Istan, the first episode of the season, we met Kaz Tajaran, who is a Guild Wars 1 Kaz the boss. He's a Guild Wars 1 character. He's a hero from back in the olden days, right? He's become awakened by Joko, and now that Joko's grasp has been let go of what's it called, of all the awakened, his imprisonment in this little cave that Kos was in, that we found him in, has ended, and he's free, basically, to do as he pleases. So he joins in because he's with us, the commander.
Anybody else got a problem with peace? Go on, you can speak freely. No?
Freely.
No one. Suit yourselves. Now then. Spear Marshal Zaim has offered a treaty. Debate is over. This is the part where everyone votes. What say you?
So basically, Saim just wants freedom. Like, everyone, he wants there to be peace between the factions because they've got bigger problems. Joko is gone. We need to have some sort of place of power in Alona, and he wants to have all the factions at peace. All the factions being the newly released Awakened, which are either with the deceased Joko or against the deceased Joko. The Morden Crescent and the Sun Spears and the Whispers. Those are kind of the factions there.
Under the circumstances, we agree to your treaty, Spear Marshal.
As do we. From this day on, the Free Awakened are yours to command.
You are welcome among the Sun Spears, Ambassador.
Gods, I'm going to vomit. We're not joining you traitors. We demand land of our own, where we can await Joko's return.
Oh, Joko's dead, and Kralkatorrik is still out there. You'd rather sit on your hands than help us take him down?
What about your dragon? The one who's actually terrorizing Ilona right now. The real threat isn't Kralkatorrik. It's you!
Commander?
Uramishi, the spokesman for the awakened on the side of Joko, so to speak. Those still praising Joko. He just thinks we're a traitor. Everyone's a traitor. Nobody should listen to us. They should just follow the word of Joko, and Joko will return someday. The loyalists, yeah, they're loyal to Joko.
I finally heard from Kaz and Jory, and it's not good.
We finally hear from Kaz and Jory. This has been a long time. This has been a long time coming, right? So Kaz and Jory went off to try to find Kralkatorrik, like way early in the right after the episode, I think the expansion, I think it actually was, and we haven't seen them all season. We don't know where they are. We haven't really heard anything. They've just been like doing their own thing off in the distance. Who knows, right? We finally hear from Kaz and Jory, and it's not good. They lost Kralkatorrik.
They lost Kralkatorrik.
Define lost.
They said he just vanished.
So how do you lose a giant-ass dragon, right?
I think he...
What was that?
Commander, do something!
Oh, now I'm ready. Everybody out.
So, jumping a little bit ahead here, because this is the death-branded Shatterer, which some of you guys will probably already have seen in the open world map. The death-branded Shatterer, seemingly in the story, this is an oddity, which I've talked slightly about before, but this is an oddity in that the dragon, the Shatterer, we've always been told or come to believe that the Shatterer was basically just crystals assembled into sentience, right? It was basically Kralkatorrik would raise another Shatterer, we would kill it, he would raise a new one. It would, like, the cycle would continue like that. In this story, in this map, they say, all of a sudden, oh my god, or something like that, I'm paraphrasing here, oh my god, the Shatterer, where did this come from? We thought it was dead. Implying that there is only a single Shatterer. The Shatterer is just a singular entity. And that the Shatterer event that's been happening in the olden days, the old world boss, we killed it. It's dead. And Kralkatorrik has gotten the power from Saitan to resurrect this dragon. And that's why it's death branded right now. We fast forward a little bit. This is the supercut part that I was talking about.
You do what you want. I'm getting out of here in one piece.
So this guy, he's a freed awakened, and he's like, let's sacrifice all the other awakened that are trapped in there so that I can be free and just go about my way.
Are you with me or not?
Karma
Guess
strikes.
not. Zaim, take the others and get them to safety.
But my people!
I'll help them. Go.
Yeah, don't get hit by that. So we go in, we rescue all of these awakened, newly awakened, freed awakened, or not newly awakened, newly freed awakened from the death-branded Shatterer. We pull them out, easy peasy, gather them all, kill some of them in an accident. It was an accident. I didn't mean for them to get squashed. And we exit in just a second here to find... wait, let me... There we go. Find a ring.
You see the giant hole in reality too, right?
Yeah.
So just to make sure, reality definitely just ripped apart, and the Shatterer definitely flew into the rip, right?
What
was that?
That is a really good question. What was that? So apparently, and we're fast forwarding slightly here because we're gonna get the epiphany in a second. Kralkatorrik has gained access to the mists and the power of rifts somehow, and he's basically opening rifts into and out of the mists constantly, which was exactly what happened there. The Shatterer flew right into the rift and entered some realm somewhere.
No idea. But the energy readings are... I don't even know what they are.
You saw that too, right?
Not the first time this has happened.
Look, I ran into Almora and the Vigil on the way here.
Almora Soulkeeper, for those of you who don't remember who Almora Soulkeeper is, she is the general of the Vigil, the founder of the Vigil, who started out the Vigil as a sort of vendetta against Kralkatorrik. When Kralkatorrik rose and flew over the world, he streaked the brand down across the map. He incidentally also hit the entirety of Almora Soulkeeper's squad or patrol, and they all got branded, and she had to slay them. And she vowed to take up the fight against the Crystal Dragon, and she formed the Vigil. And so she's here all of a sudden now. Oh, wait.
It's been a while, Commander. We've been tracking that Shatterer since Kralk raised it from the dead. Till it downed our airships and then vanished through some kind of hole in the sky. Sound familiar?
Tears in reality itself. How do we begin to deal with this?
We work together to face the unexpected. We have no other choice.
We'll discuss our options. Following you is out of the question, but perhaps we can work something out.
So, not to make things, like, way worse, but I am getting crazy readings from outside. More of those things have opened up all over Jahai. The energy signature is insane. And an entire village was literally just branded, as in 5 minutes ago.
What in the gods' names is going on? Timey, take the group with you to find Doreen. Bram, scout the village for info. I'll check out these rifts.
So much for peace after Joko.
So everyone thought this was going to be the end. Easy, we're free, peace. And then Kralkatorrik and the Shatterer just fly in. And it's a very interesting way of saying, hey, there's actual agency in this map. Shit has just gone down. And the funny thing is, like, we've never seen this map before, obviously. So we don't know how it looked before, so to speak, like the immediate beforehand, like 5 minutes ago when the town was branded, as Timey says. But they established this agency of, like, this map is in complete disarray right now. We need to do something.
Cause I can't believe it.
Do I know you?
No, but I know you. I'm Kosan Dejarin. We should go talk somewhere.
Kosan Dejarin. He is the great, with many greats, he'll say it later on, with many greats, descendant of Kos. So they are literally related. This 250-year-old zombie that's standing in front of him is his great grandfather. It's pretty interesting. We hear a lot more about that in the Sun's Refuge and all that. We get much more talk between the two characters and whatnot. We hear some of their intricacies.
We'll enough data from this incident to confirm the brand myth originated from those Watchers.
So basically, after we just establish the agency of the map, we go into the map, and Blish is there to help us kind of establish an idea of what's happening. So we go around and we check out these energy readings across the map. We enter different areas, different bubbles that are throwing weird weird signs of. Let's just put like weird readings of. And Blish is helping us all throughout this. Timey as well.
Which means Kralk is involved. But we still don't know what these things are. We gotta check out those other sites.
We don't know what these things are. Obviously, all these bubbles across the map, we don't know yet. We're investigating. Now, I would like to remind you that this is the first time since the expansion that we've really heard anything about Kralkatorrik. So, quick reminder: right before Kralkatorrik flew off, he literally consumed the power, the magic of a god. He's got some extra juice. Let's just put it like that. Right.
Looks like you've reached one of the anomalies. What do you see?
Timey. It's a jungle in the middle of the desert.
Wait, a what? Okay, describe it. Any flora you recognize? Fauna?
You're not going to believe it, but I see chalk.
This is my favorite. This is my absolute. I kind of ruined it, and I'm kind of sad about that. I kind of ruined it by jumping into the battle right there. But this is my absolute favorite communicator conversation I've ever heard in this game. It's so beautiful. Gorik basically goes in the background like, oh, we're like, oh, we see chalk in the desert, and Gorik goes, wait, hold up, let me. Off in the distance, he's like, what? And he just comes running because he's so excited. It's absolutely amazing.
Did you say chalk? But that should be impossible. They're native only to the Maguma region. Gorik, you were in the other room. How did you? This requires extensive study. I'll need a sample of the insect's mucus.
So long story short, we go around here. We're taking samples of the different regions. Most importantly here, we find out that,
What's the result, Gorik?
They're chalk. Maguma chalk. In the desert. What a time to be alive!
Okay, so a chunk of Maguma is now in Alona. That down.
So basically what's happened here is that Kralkatorrik has somehow taken a chunk, like basically we don't know how it's displaced, so to speak, not yet at least. But basically what's happening here is that he's displacing the different realities or different places of the world through the mists. So he's created a bubble of the Maguma jungle inside the desert.
Do you see it too? Or perhaps it was all in my head. It just appeared out of nowhere. The fungus. I've never seen anything like it. Wherever this came from, it's not part of Tyria.
It's not part of Tyria. These are hallucinogenic mushrooms from some other world. This is the first time that we've really ever seen or heard about the existence of like another world in that perspective, in that sense, I guess. Like, we've always heard about different worlds in the mists, and like Tyria is only one of many, but we've never really gotten the confirmation that there's something in the game already of that sort.
It's from another world? Oh wow! We need a sample of that fungus.
We need.
Careful! Inhaling the spores could have.
I can't feel my fingers.
Adverse effects.
In the space between two Asura gates, do you cease to exist? Is the you who returned from the dead the same as the you who died?
So we go and touch or eat or whatever we do with these alien mushrooms, and we start hallucinating immensely. Now, I don't have post-processing on, but if you do have post-processing on, your entire screen just starts flickering as well, and everything just goes like you're drunk. And you see all the different entities, or a lot of the different entities that you met throughout your story. So Lord Farron is there, Ridlock's there, Kaith is there, the Mad King Thorn is there,
Awaken himself.
Scarlet is there.
Yeah, glad to see you too.
Have you ever noticed how
Commander, I
soft
appreciate the
Ritlock's fur is?
Have you ever noticed how soft Ridlock's fur is? Have you? Because you later on you get to talk with Ridlock about that, and he actually says, "I'm glad you noticed." It's the best thing.
What intel they can
Commander.
extract from this?
Think of Ritlock.
Oh no.
There's an achievement for killing 3 of these.
There we go.
So
Back safe
otherwise you can just run out.
and sound. And yeah.
Please don't mention this to anyone.
Mention what?
I, may have already sent a recording to literally everyone you know. Sorry.
So Timmy just sent a recording of our bad trip to everyone, so everyone can enjoy watching the commander having a bad trip. Right. Here's a short video of me trying to interact with Scarlet over and over again because she's an adventure, or she has an adventure to give, but it doesn't work. It's kind of bugged. Anyways. This area is arguably one of the most crazy ones as well. Even though we just came from something that was from another world, this is much more present than the actual world, and thus, to me at least, it was a lot more like, oh.
Tear those mice apart! Stomp ore into the dust!
Did they say ore? Commander, what are you seeing?
It's a war between humans and Char.
You mean like the Char invasion of ore? The one that happened centuries ago? Wait a second. Okay. This might sound weird, but I want you to try something. Join the battle. See if you can affect the outcome.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? So, okay, I remember very vividly when we were watching the trailer and we were doing the analysis here, I said at one point, it looks like a Char and a human are fighting each other, but I don't know how much we should read into that. And I didn't want to say that something weird like this was going to happen because this is like way off the charts. But something weird like this happened. This is basically time travel. Kralkatorrik has gone into the mist, apparently, I guess, and then manifested, I don't think it's on purpose, so to speak, manifested a time bubble in the real world, which is, he's basically created what is a fractal, which we will experience in a second. We can't change the outcome. It's a fractal. It's a repeating, what's it called? Repeating sequence of events. So this is the Char invasion of ore. This is underneath the tower, the Vizier's tower. We have seen the Vizier tower. We've had this tower in the game since the very, very start of this game. We have it. It's there. We can access it, but it's always been covered by just like nastiness and like Ori and stuff, and it's always been just like this thing that happened way off in the past, and we never really knew what, or we never really knew exactly what went down. So what went down was that the Char was trying to take over the golden city of Or, the city of the gods, basically. They were invading it. It wasn't the city of the gods at the time, so to speak. It was protected by the king of Or. And what happened was, as the Char were about to win, they were basically about to take over Or and break down the city. I'm giving you the abbreviated version here. The Vizier Kilbron, he cast a horrible spell from the depths of I don't know, secrets lost, and sunk the city. He sunk the city, and we've always seen him as like this kind of bad guy, because it turns out the Vizier is, well, he's a bad guy. And so but
Vizier's tower is safe.
we'll get back to that in a second.
Or we'll see another day.
Okay, fight's over. Now what?
Just watch for a second and tell me what happens.
Watch for a second and watch happen. This is where we realize it's a fractal. It's a microfractal, yes.
Tear those mice apart! Stomp ore into the dust!
Timey, the whole battle just resets over and over. It's like I never did anything at all.
That's what I thought. You're in some kind of echo of the past. Yeah, like a recording that can't stop replaying itself. Let's see. Oh, if you're near the Vizier's tower, there should be another tower north of it.
They should have really just called it a microfractal. That would have been amazing, actually. Because we have that in the game. That's like bound in the lore. Just call it a fractal.
I'm maybe halfway up, and you'll see a tablet. I want you to read it for me. It sounds silly, but go with me here.
Read the poem. Oh, I made a mistake.
Found the tablet. How did you know it would be here?
Something Traherne told me once. Okay, what does the last line of the poem say?
And I will chase it back to you.
Wow, that changes the whole meaning. That's a legendary poem by an Orient soldier. It was Traherne's favorite. The final line was lost when the city sank.
I wish you could have seen this.
Yeah, me too. So that confirms it, I guess. An echo of the Char invasion was ripped out of time. Ugh. Wait till the Prior hears about this one, right?
This is an interesting thing that you're sharing here, Dracena. So as a human, I fight for the human side. As a Char, you apparently fight for the Char side. I never actually knew that. Cool, just a cool little fact there. So yeah, this is a throwback to Mr. Traherne. May he rest in peace. This was his favorite poem, and we finally found the last line. I remember way back when actually there was a chat about that in like the story, where he talks about the poem. This is a really great throwback. I love this.
So Blish and I have been analyzing the samples you found, and you are not gonna believe this. I don't believe it.
That disturbance you saw at the summit, it was a rift in the mist, and it's happening all over the place. Ruptures are occurring in the barrier between our world and the next. That's what's causing, well,
I hate myself for jumping around on the mount right there.
all of this.
And you know how we saw Branded climbing out of those rifts? That means,
Yeah. Kralkatorrik is inside the mist.
There we go. Kralkatorrik is inside the mists. He has opened a portal into the mists, and the dragon is floating about there. Now what does that mean? We'll get to chat about more about that, because that's the whole story here basically. What does that entail? We'll get around to that.
Sparks, how is this possible? Elder dragons have never been able to...
Guys, I need you over here. Now. We got survivors. A whole group of them.
Wait, in that Branded village? How... Commander, you gotta check it out.
Big house on the north side. I'll be waiting. So,
wait, okay. So as a Sylvari, you could attack either of them, and they were neutral until you attacked any of them. That's really cool. You could kill as an Asura. All right, so it changes. That's really cool. It all changes. Now, okay. This. I wanted to show this, but I kind of forgot. So, back to the ore story, right? The intricacies of the story here. So we always thought that he just intended to destroy everything, basically, right? He was just a bad guy, the Vizier. There's a message here from Vizier Kilbrand. Let me read this aloud. Your Majesty, I write this knowing it will never reach your eyes. I've been faithfully yours since the moment I entered your service. I have never wavered, and I never will. I tell you this because you may not understand what I'm about to do. I belong to you, yes, but also to the Dark God. That's Abaddon. Probably. He has shown me how to end this war, and the price is steep. I will read this scroll, fully knowing the consequences. Ore will be gone, perhaps forgotten, but it will not be remembered as a land conquered by brutes. To me, that is worth the sacrifice. I'm sorry, old friend. And I hope one day, when we meet in the afterlife, you will greet me with forgiveness. This is such an amazing turnaround in my eyes. It's like, I'm sorry, but I had to. And I can fully appreciate that idea. Like, he found a way. The Vizier Kilbron found a way to just avoid this entire fiasco of having the greatest city of the humans overtaken by, well, brutes, the Char. And he was like, you know what? Abaddon will help me sink the city into the ocean. But at least we're not gonna go down. At least we're gonna go down swinging. Almost literally like Adelburn. Yeah, I always thought at least that it was more like Adelburn. He basically just went mad. But that's not really the case. He seems to be very aware of what he's doing here. Very aware. And he just goes, do you know what? I'm doing it. I'm going down swinging.
The sky tore open, and then our home was gone.
So what happens here is Braham he's been off. He's been scouting the area, the town that got completely demolished and branded 5 minutes ago before we entered the story initially. And he's found the survivors underneath the rock inside one of the huts, and we're talking to him now.
But how did you survive? The entire village is branded.
We were in here when it happened. It didn't reach us.
You make heads or tails of this, Timmy? Blish?
No, not unless... Of course. The mountainside. The brand can't penetrate that much bedrock.
Okay, we need to take everyone somewhere. Deep underground or something so we can form a plan. Somewhere like,
Hey, give me that thing.
What?
How does this even work? Hello, Commander. I know a place. Old Sunspear Sanctuary from long ago. Probably been abandoned for years. For years.
Yes! Commander, can you meet him there? Bram too. We'll keep looking for Aurene. And then, we figure out how to fix this mess.
Cos jumps in. He's like, we ask how did they survive, and we realize, oh, it must be the bedrock. They're protected by the layer of bedrock, which is basically just like the mountain that's above them. And Cos is like, hold up, I know exactly the place, my amigo. And we meet them there.
And you're my...
I accidentally interrupt this conversation between Cos and Kozan. I shouldn't be going in that fast, but this is basically where they quickly talk about how Kozan is the great-great-grandson with lots of greats to Cos.
Great-grand... Commander, you okay?
Kralkatorrik is in the mists. Chunks of another reality are bleeding into ours. We have to fix this, Bram.
Hey, we will. We always do.
Now that's a positive attitude right there. That's a glass half full kind of guy right there. Bram is like, you know what? There's a dragon in the mists. Chunks of reality are ripping apart. It's basically just bleeding into ours. Everything might go down in flames, but he's like, you know what? We got this. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He's a good lad.
Let's get this place ready to welcome the survivors. Then we'll handle the bigger problem.
Right, we enter this cave
Almost
system.
there. The brand did a number on this place, but the inner chamber should be safe enough. We can use it as a base from which to form our battle plan. Figure out how to clean up that Elder Dragon's mess.
Right, we skip through this. So we enter the bedrock situation here. This old place.
Looks like the current residents redecorated.
What matters is that it's safe from Kralkatorrik.
If my history lesson was correct, lighting these fires will activate Cormier's protection spell. Let me know when you're ready. And you might want to stand back or something. It hasn't been lit in a while.
Cormier's protection spell. Right, I stand in the fire. He told me to go back, and I don't, so I jumped in the fire. Anyways, we kill the spiders here. We light the fire. It attracts the spiders, and right here in the center, I kind of missed this, but Kos and Broham and Kazan are basically discussing how fast we can light the fires off on the sides, and Broham says we can do it in 10 minutes, and Kos is like, oh, only that, and then Broham goes, no, 7 minutes, and then the timer starts for 7 minutes. It's kind of funny.
Still okay over there?
3 more minutes.
Apparently, Broham is scared of spiders. So a giant-ass spider, well, you see how scary that can be.
Not a chance.
So we fight this big guy. While if any of the spiders get close to Broham, he gets scared, and you have to encourage him to keep going. He's like, it's just a spider. It's just a spider. I got you. I got you. Right. This is the creme de la creme. Watch this. Watch this. Spider mount. Spider mount. We're mounting a spider. We're basically getting eaten. We're mounting a spider.
You think this is fun?
Now, I wonder. I genuinely wonder if whether or not this is like the scrapped design or whatever we'll call it for the spider mount, and this is basically them like just pulling the assets and making a fun scene of it, or if this is if this is a premonition, so to speak, for what is about to happen. We know because they've said in a very recent interview that we're getting another mount, and it's probably going to be season 5, and I cannot help but think that we have a spider mount right here. I want this to be a thing. Yeah, the interview said a mount we weren't expecting, and half the community wants a Spider-Man. Well, the other half are arachnophobic and kind of don't want the spider, and I can get behind that. 0 chance for the Spider-Man. Yeah, it's debatable whether or not, but I kind of wonder. This made me wonder. It's kind of interesting though. It eats us, we run off. Hey, and puke us out. And this basically goes on every 25%. It goes down. We clear it out. He lights the fire. The spider eats us. We run off to the next one. All the while, Broham and Kazan are making fun of the situation. Hey,
just glad it's over.
Bram, I didn't know you're...
I'm not. That's just... Rox always takes care of the spiders.
Let's talk about the spider mount just for a hot second here, because I see a bit of a few of you guys not really believing it. And I get behind that. Having a spider mount would involve heavy redoing of the entire like layout of how we're about, like how we can walk on walls and whatnot. They basically have to add what's it called, like pathing mesh onto walls and whatnot if the spider was actually supposed to be crawling up walls. So it's a massive undertaking to do a spider mount. It's not just a mount, so to speak, unless they do completely different, but who knows. So I'm with you there. I don't really believe that we're getting the mount. I think there's other potentials, but all I'm saying is it kind of made me wonder.
I think we can relight Cormier's fires now. Commander, do the honors?
You'll need this. Catch.
You couldn't just hand it? I was right there next to you, man.
There. This place has a new purpose. Feels like it needs a new name. I hereby declare thee Sun's Refuge.
The Sun's Refuge has been born. The Sunspear Sanctuary has now been renamed to Sun's Refuge by Kos. I feel like that's an appropriate person to do the renaming, right? We have lit the fire. We've turned on Cormier's protection spell. We're safe.
Perfect. I hope your friends will be able to.
Except for, I mean,
Whoa!
right outside, I guess.
What are all these rocks doing
Great
here?
protection spell.
Oh, hey, Commander. Look, Aurene. We made it. Go ahead and sleep it off.
Wait. Triangular web structure? Bioluminescent traces? This lair houses a Luminella cadentis! They were supposed to be extinct!
This is a Luminella cadentis. They're supposed to be extinct. And we killed the other one. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. And we killed it. We killed the last remaining. I'm an idiot. I just restarted the entire thing here. Let me redo that. There we go.
We made it. Go ahead.
Oh wait, let's go back slightly.
There.
Sorry about
this
that.
This place has a new purpose. Feels like it needs a new name. I hereby declare thee Sun's Refuge.
Perfect. I hope your friends will be able to...
Whoa! What are all these rocks doing here? Oh, hey, Commander. Look, Aurene. We made it. Go ahead and sleep it off.
Wait. Triangular web
Right.
structure?
He talks about the here we go.
This lair houses a Luminella cadentis. They were supposed to be extinct.
They're supposed to be extinct. They're supposed to be extinct. We just killed the last one. I think if anything says we are not getting the spider mount, it's this sentence right there. We just killed the last one. They're extinct. They're gone. Boom.
They are now.
They are now.
Not that I don't like being safe in here, but how are we gonna stop the crazy outside?
Alcator's presence in the mist is destabilizing the border between our world and the next.
So what does that actually mean?
I don't want to sound alarmist, but reality might disintegrate.
Reality might disintegrate. Did you hear that? Basically, having a dragon inside the mist means there's a potential it eats all of reality. And why is that? It's because, as far as we can gather, as far as we understand and have come to believe now, it's the mist is basically just a term for the cosmic structure that binds everything together. Think of it like gravity, right? Think of it like gravity. It's the thing that pulls that holds together the structure of the universe in a sense, and it makes it rotate in a specific way. We can go much more into this. So if you devour gravity, what happens is everything just gets slung out. If you devour everything inside, what is the what's it called? If you can't really devour the mists per se, but everything that's in it, you're basically consuming reality. So Kralkatorrik is just, well, we're fucked. Yeah, we kind of fucked right there.
What does that mean? Wait, you know what? Never mind. I don't want to know. Why is Krog doing this? What's he after?
That villager said something that stuck with me. Right before the rifts appeared, they saw Aurene.
The same thing happened in Jahai. The Shatterer attacked after Aurene paid us a visit.
Wait, the data I have on the mist rifts... Give me a second. Oh no. That's it. Kralkatorrik's attacks! They're all places Aurene was at first. She's the connection!
Hey.
That crystal monster. He's hunting her.
Aurene should be safe as long as she stays in the chamber. But these walls are old. We need to fortify.
Good idea. We can't afford any surprises.
Outside! Brandon!
Now let's talk about that for a second. He's hunting Aurene. He's hunting Aurene. What does that mean? Why is he hunting Aurene? Well, basically, he's hunting Aurene probably because she is the only force. She's the only force that is ready to just take up arms against Kralkatorrik, and he knows it. He knows it. It's the daughter of his old champion Glint that also worked to try to defeat him. He's very aware that there's a chance Aurene will just go, nah, daddy, you gonna die now. So he has to go. Kralkatorrik has to kill Aurene before she goes ahead and does something else to him. So it's, well, live or die kind of a case for him, I guess.
They found us. Let's move.
We'll protect Aurene. Go!
We'll protect Aurene. Go. Alright, so despite the protection spell that we just opened, a rift just opened. But I guess, I guess that's alright. It's a rift outside the refuge itself. Here goes. Here goes.
Stay alert! We've got a Rift Stalker on our tail!
Mother?
The Rift Stalker, Bram! We have to take it down!
So, once you're dead, your spirit lives on. This is basically like Valhalla. Your spirit lives on in the mist somewhere, right? If you're, I don't know what determines it. Maybe the Norn have their realm, and maybe others have their realm. We don't really know, but they're dead. Air is dead, and she's not the only one that's coming back, but Air just came back. And Bram gets to, well, say hi to his mother, talk to his mother, which was the whole reason for the controversy of Bram going emo kind of deal, right? Getting that stigma that he's very emotional. He's got mommy issues, all that jazz, right? We've all heard the arguments. It's been all over Reddit and whatnot. People didn't like it. Now notice the Asura right there in the bottom. We'll get around to him in just a second because she's not the only one that came back. Same with the Rift Stalker. Snaff is back. Dan says you live on in the mist if your impact on the world is big enough. Exactly. If you die a brave death, something like Valhalla, something.
Really, Snaff?
It's been years since I've seen this much excitement. Just let me have this.
We have never seen Snaff. We have never interacted with Snaff. We have only ever heard the story of how he and Destiny's Edge, or with Destiny's Edge, I should say, because it was his invention, Snaff's invention, almost took down Kralkatorrik. Entered the mind of Kralkatorrik. This is in the book, Destiny's Edge. Entered the mind of Kralkatorrik. And they almost defeated him. So Snaff is back. Snaff's got something out for Kralkatorrik as well, I guess. I mean, he was killed by Kralkatorrik, so yeah. And it's always been like this. Snaff has always been this character off in the background for the Destiny's Edge characters that have kind of divided them. Like, oh, you were the cause of this of his death, and oh no, this is horrible, and what would Snaff say? Something like that, right? And now he's back. He's here, and he seems really interesting. We go around, we kill the Rift Stalker real quick. This is kind of a weird event, and I go down right there at the end. This is the greatest thing.
You're Snaff! You wrote my textbook on comparative golomantic theory!
Mother, I can't believe...
You're dead.
You're dead, I say, and I'm on the floor dying.
How is this possible?
You're asking the wrong Norn. Look, we can't stay in this world for long. Glint sent us with a message for Aurene.
Kralkatorrik has begun to consume the magical energy inside the mists.
Glint has sent them. Glint specifically has sent them. Glint is in the mist. We know that Revenants are channeling her legend to get that power, right? She's there. She's fighting Kralkatorrik. Snaff is a great nerd. Yes, it's great. Kralkatorrik has begun to consume the magical energy inside the mist. This is a bad thing.
Just like he consumed Balthazar's magic. That explains all the chaos out there.
If allowed to continue unabated, he will devour reality itself.
What?
Blish was right. Aurene is inside. This way.
Mother, I don't... Can we talk?
Bram, we don't have a lot of time. And talking was never our strong suit anyway. What's done is done. I wasn't what you needed. I know that. I'm sorry. But I had to be true to myself. I had to follow my legend. I didn't want to leave you behind. Believe me, I knew the cost. But if I'd stayed, what good to you would I have been?
I'm not asking to change the past. I just... Seeing you now... Is it really too late for us?
Yes, Bram. It's too late. I'm dead. And anyway, I could never have been the family you needed. Don't you see? You have that family. These people love you. They will grow your legend. If you'll just stop trying to drive them away.
But...
And yet they're still here. Look at that. Let me go, son. Live your life.
Mr. Snap?
This is, in my opinion, this conversation happens between the two only people that could have really done this conversation justice. Because we've been screaming at him that, oh shit, you're over emotional, get over it, you're just, why are you being such a baby, why are you being such a teenager, why are you doing this to us and to the team and to everyone, right? The one person that Braum listens to, like now that he's already softening up and whatnot, the one person that he truly wants to listen to is his mother, because she's the source of all the problems. Comes out of the mists to say, dude, stop it. And it's perfect. It's perfect. The way that she does it, the way that she kind of elaborates on the situation is like, these people will do everything for you. Basically, all the stuff that we've said to him. We'll help you. We're your family. All that jazz. She says it. She just reiterates it. And Braum's like, you know what? And he later on he sits there thinking, and then we'll get back to that. But this is perfect in my opinion.
Sir, can I pick your brain about concave versus convex reflectors in Surveyor Golem visual sensors?
Apropos nerds.
You're quite precocious, aren't you? What did you say your name was?
Timey, sir?
Ah, soldier's apprentice. That explains it.
Explains what?
Oh, I've heard great things.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, alright? How old is Timey? And, is she old enough to have been alive at the time when Snaff was around? 'Cause I don't think so. She's especially not old enough to have been an apprentice for, all right, let's assume she's, what is it, 10 years ago? I don't think she's old enough to have been an apprentice of the apprentice of Snaff. If I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong here. Yeah, Air told him. I guess we can go with that narrative because, okay, right, straight out of Wiki. Timey, born in the year 1313, is in the sewer studying under the college of an apprentice of the renowned. Yeah, okay. She's like 13 years old, right? 15 years old, something like that. Someone else must have told Snaff about Timey. Because otherwise, that means Saja is dead. The alternative to this situation is that Saja is dead, and she's in the mist as well, and she's talked with Snaff. Someone else than Saja must have told Snaff about Timey. Right? It's either Glint or Air. Those are the two options. Because if it's Saja, who we haven't seen in a long time and don't really know what's happened to, she's dead. And what? I don't think that's what's happened.
Hey, Aurene. How are you feeling?
Aurene, I need you to listen carefully. Your mother sent us.
Glint is doing everything she can to hold off Kralkatorg, but she won't win.
She needs you. It's time for you to fulfill Glint's legacy.
Wait, what does that mean?
Aurene must kill Kralkatorg and replace him as Elder Dragon.
Now.
No, she can't face Kralkatorg alone.
She's like, go kill a dragon now. You're good, fam. Go.
Alone. She isn't ready.
Not alone, Commander.
Your fate is entwined with hers. The prophecy hinges on you both.
You must take him down together. And do not tarry. The more you wait, the more powerful Kravatorg will become.
What, you expect them to take down a walking hurricane by themselves? Orine's still a kid!
Stop it! You're scaring her!
This is why you were brought together. Last failed because he didn't have a champion commander.
Vlast failed because he didn't have a champion commander. He didn't have us. Vlast failed. He went into just getting mad. Well, doing what dragons do, I guess. I guess that's kind of the same thing that's happened for all the elder dragons then. They didn't really have a positive side to them. So they just went there with their instinct, which is, well, consume.
He didn't have you.
Then I'm going too. They're not doing this alone.
They're not doing it at all!
Orine, look at me. Defeat Kravatorg and take his place.
No plan whatsoever. Air's like, go. Go. Defeat the dragon. Defeat that giant hurricane. Defeat Kralkatorg and take his place. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. No. It's not like, I have a spear. Here, take it. Go kill him. No, it's like, go. Fetch.
It's what you were born to do.
I'm not criticizing it, by the way. I just find this to be really funny. That's a badass vision. We'll talk about more of the details in just a second, but I'll let this conversation roll out for a second.
Mother?
What was that? The battle with Kralkatorg. Orine has had a premonition, a vision of the future, of multiple futures.
The outcome is always the same. No matter what we do.
Orine dies.
We just came from outside. Orine broke straight through the branded crystal. She's gone.
Orine flew away. Sorry about the lack of music. The music is really good. My audio settings are kind of weird. I'm sorry about that. How many did you see? 14,346,000. How often did we win? None. That's basically what's happening here. Orine. Here we go. Wait, let me take this real quick. Orine gets defeated in every single situation. She foresees the future. She foresees all kinds of different futures with different allies, different situations, different battlefields, and we lose every single time. And that distresses her so much she just breaks through the wall. She flies out. She's got a lot of power. But let's talk about some of the images real quick. I want to show you guys some of the stills. So I didn't cut all of it, and I only cut the ones where we're fighting. There's a few extra images that can be found where what's it called? Where you also see people dying on the floor where they're dead. But we'll just take a look at these for a second, right? Here we have Orine single-handedly. If she goes alone, she dies. We have Orine with Broham, Rux, Saphira, who we just met, and Kanak here in the background. It's distinguishable by what's it called? His shield, and then Ridlock down here in the bottom with the flaming sword. Situation, they die. Braum, Saphira, Ridlock, they die. Aurene flies in with a pact. The entire pact fleet, they die. Aurene, and I'm guessing this is Broham right here in the corner, but I can't really tell. This is the best image I could get. This is the best frame I could get. Can't really tell who this is exactly. Aurene with seemingly Timey and Scruffy. Broham, Rox, whoever that is, I don't really know. Best frame I could get, and the pact, and then something of a machine back here. They die. Next up, this one I don't know if this I genuinely don't know what this is. Puff the Magic Dragon. I really don't know. You tell me. Puff the Magic Dragon joins the fight with Aurene. We die. Next up, we have a black figure. I can't really tell who this is. Again, best frame I could get. No idea. It could literally be anyone. It could be Braum with a shield and his mace over here. It could be Pass. Just who knows. We've got Aurene, Pact, Scruffy, and a huge laser kind of machine deal thing. They die. Aurene in the Desolation. Seemingly, right? This is in the desolate area. We die. This one's particularly interesting to me because this is one of the awakened. What are they called? The big things that look like the alien queens. I forget the name right now. You guys will probably know in just a second. Scruffy, we've got more. Fact of the matter is we die in all of them. Saphira, we die. More Saphira and Scruffy, we die. Giant Beetle, I don't know, we die. All of this results in this giant packed laser, we die. Random character here in the background, we die. We die. Another laser, we die. There's so many pictures. This is a giant golem, by the way. This is the, I guess this is to insinuate that we're joining up with the Inquest. Because this is the giant golems that the Inquest produced here. Dead. Right, and that's seemingly the end of it. So there's quite a few scenarios visualized here. In any of these is the commander present? Not seemingly. The placeholder commander is not present in any of these images as far as I can tell. But hey, again, who really knows? Giorgione says here, the vision shows him getting branded. As we learned, the weakness of Kralkatorrik is the link each branded shares. Maybe the only way of doing it is Aurene getting branded and killing Krog in his own earned mind. Now earned mind universe, sort of like Mordramoth. That kind of makes sense. That's actually a really cool idea. You have to get branded. You have to lose. You have to get branded. But you have to think of it this way as well. Because let me try to see if I can find one of these images real quick. In some of these, Aurene doesn't get branded. She literally gets killed. She literally gets killed. Like spike, there we go. Spikes through her. That's a spike right through her mouth. Like, you don't really come out of that branded. You dead, son. This is an absolutely amazing vision, by the way. Absolutely amazing. Wait, hold up. Scrolling a little bit further. Right. It ends up with Aurene flying off in the distance and saying, peace out. I'm not losing. I'm running away.
Multiple futures.
Wait, hold up. Sorry, I lost sound there.
The outcome is always the same. No matter what we do.
Aurene dies.
We just came from outside. Aurene broke straight through the branded crystal. She's gone.
Oh gods! Not even the dragon will face Kralkatorrik!
What are we going to do? We have no way to know when he's coming.
Please, everyone, calm down.
Calm down! You saw what it's like out there!
Cormir, hear my prayer.
Actually, I think I can...
He comes out of nowhere. I don't want to die.
We already lost a whole village.
I have an idea.
We have to fight back. It's no use. We'll never see him coming.
Everyone, Blish has something to say.
Everyone's scared. Even even, the dragon won't fight the other dragon. So hey, we might as well be scared.
You're frightened, and you have every right to be. But we need to be strong for each other. We need to stay calm.
How are we supposed to stay calm when an Elder Dragon could attack at any moment?
Luckily, handling dragons is what the pack does best. The commander and I have a plan to keep you safe.
What is it then? What's the plan?
Patience. If anyone can think his way out of this, it's Blish. He can do anything.
Inaccurate, but thank you.
He can do anything. No.
I believe I can create a device that will warn us when Kralkator is coming. And we're going to begin working on it immediately. Right, Commander?
So this is one of those scenarios in which it seems like the devs have definitely listened to some of our feedback over the time, where it's not just Timey just doing all of the clever work. They're putting some of the ideas, some of the cleverness over to other characters, and Blish is one of those. And Blish, he's a good character. I really like Blish.
Yes, of course. Lead the way.
I'll send word to the remaining Sunspears, Commander. They should join us here soon.
Are we supposed to just trust him? A golem?
What if we have to leave again? You really have a plan?
Not yet. But widespread panic had to be averted. However, I have the beginning of one. This aside, our most pressing problem is that we don't know when or where Kralkator will appear. But if we were to enter the mist and affix a tracking device to him, I could create an algorithm to predict his movement.
And use it as an early warning system. Evacuate settlements he's headed towards. But how do we pull this off?
Leave the device to me. A Boonian lure. Magic tasty enough to tempt a dragon. Something like... Balthazar's sword.
Now, I mean, just to be a little bit nitpicky here, because I feel like that's allowed, right? He's inside the mists, consuming all the magic of the mists. Basically uncontested, right? He's just gulping it down. There's nothing else in the mist consuming it like he is. And we're like, oh, right. Let's pull out a sword and distract him from this entire craziness happening all around him, with him consuming just an entire reality, right? All right.
There might be a problem with that.
I know. The sword was lost when you killed Balthazar. It may not even exist anymore. But word is, the Priory is currently surveying the battle site. If anyone can find that sword, it's them. Shall we?
Like, you gotta think of it this way. Inside the mists, you literally have gods and other creatures all over the place. Lots of magical shit happening all over the place. It's basically constructed of magic, right? And we're like, toothpick. Right, I go around talking to the NPCs here, but they don't really. We're gonna skip that. So we go off to one of the. This. I know this is intended to be kind of satirical, but I found it to be kind of hilarious. So we go off to find researcher Nereth, who tells us, who's calculated where the sword might have dropped, right?
Crystal formations indicate Kralkator's storm came from this direction. So if we apply a simple velocity time graph, theoretically the sword should have landed somewhere around here. We've already dispatched a few scouts to sweep the area.
What happened here?
And then we go exactly where she said it would be.
I don't even know. 1 minute we were pulling Balthazar's sword from the sand. Exactly where Nereth said it would.
Exactly where Nereth said it would be. Boom. Just a simple velocity time graph. We got it. We got it, boys.
Next, everything went black.
I love it.
Woke up with a bloody shoulder and no sword.
It was that sniper.
Sniper?
Came out of nowhere and picked us off before we knew what was happening. He was like a ghost. A shadow.
Did you see where he went?
He headed southeast from here, to the garrison.
Southeast. Got it.
Nothing is ever easy, is it?
Good thing the sword dropped right in the map.
You can
in the new
handle
map.
yourself, but I wouldn't go in there if I were you. Deadeye's got the whole place on lockdown.
By himself? Just who is this guy?
He's a she, and she's kicking our tails. Flooded the area with poison gas, perched herself in a perfect spot. Some sort of priestess, I think. Doesn't seem like she's up for a friendly chat.
In that case, I'll provide moral support. From out here. Stay out of sight.
I heard you like fighting Deadeyes in PvP here. Fight one with the longest range ever. Literally just 5,000 range. 10,000 range, I actually think it is. From one end of the garrison to the other. It's crazy. Alright, she can hit anything.
If you're here to claim his sword, turn around. You have no right to it. Leave now and live.
Voice amplification. You'll have to get close if you want to talk to her.
Wait. I know that face. You're the hero of Amnoon.
Oh, good. Maybe we can use this to
The one who killed my god!
Uh-oh.
How proud you must be, killer of gods, slayer of dragons, trumpeting your heroism, no thought for the cost. All those lives left discarded in your wake, collateral damage.
I didn't know which way to go, so I'm just balling around like all over the place. Don't mind it.
6 short days were given to mourn the fallen. 6 days. Then we reforged their weapons and returned to the fight. But when I learned his sword was here, I knew my destiny. I will finish his work. I will kill the dragon.
I will kill the dragon. She has the exact same goal. She wants to use the sword of Balthazar to kill the dragon.
I didn't expect whatever gods are still listening to deliver his murderer into my hands. You can hide from my bullets. Can you hide from my blade?
Saphira's fucking badass. Can I just say she's really fucking cool. I love this character. I love this character. She's just grit. She's raw. She's like, fuck yeah. I'm gonna kill ya.
Wait, you look familiar. Do I know you?
You know nothing about me, or my priesthood, the family you destroyed.
Now, okay, we'll fight her and whatnot. We constantly keep going, oh, do I know you? Do I know you? Because we've literally just seen her in the vision just a second ago. Now, I kind of spoiled that for you all because I forgot the... Never mind.
You think you can take whatever you want because everyone calls you a hero.
Stop! Just let me...
After you killed him, people were celebrating, and I was afraid. Too afraid to open my lips to say that I remember him differently. You don't understand what Balthazar's priesthood was, what they gave me. They taught me that the things that had been done to me, the choices I'd had to make, those things hadn't broken me. They had forged me. My scars weren't records of failure. They were badges of survival, of resilience. Balthazar's people didn't offer me miracles, only meaning.
See, the way that this character is introduced is like it is on point. It is so well done. It is so well done. It's like we have no idea who she is. We don't even know her name by now. We've only met her. We've only fought her for just a second, and crawled through the garrison, so to speak, being shot at. And we've already learned her entire backstory. She's a priestess of Balthazar. She's a priestess of Balthazar who found meaning through the wisdom and the worth of Balthazar, through war, through fighting, through being a badass, and she just pulls it off. Like it's such a great character delivery. I really appreciate this. This is a really cool character.
Stop! I've seen you before. I think we might want the same thing.
Really? Because what I want is justice for the god you murdered. Justice for my people. I won't fall so easily. Not to you. After you, the forge was cold. The practice yards empty. The temples silent. My brothers and sisters gone. I wandered the heights and called their names. The echoes came back unanswered. I am completely alone.
I'm gonna get shot again.
You had snuffed him out. People have already forgotten everything he was. Everything we were. Now the world will remember us only by the worst thing our god ever did.
Thought I first tried this? No, I
Do
didn't first
you
try this.
understand? You've made their I won't give you the sword. I won't give up the only part of him I have left.
This is alright. So this is a character who's found meaning, who's like meaning for her life through this god, and the last piece of him, she's holding it in her hands, and we're about to beat it out of her and take it from her hands, right? She's obviously distraught here. She's like, no, you're not getting it. I'm fighting you to the death. It's not happening.
No, I can't. So, this is it. I'm not a fool, Commander.
Beat the devil out of her.
I know you didn't cause Balthazar's fall from grace. You just moved things along. I spent so long aching for revenge. Now I'm just tired. My fight is over. I'm ready to join my family. Do it.
She's ready to die. She's realized I'm not gonna win this. I might as well just say, all right, I forgive you. You're good enough. Kill me.
It is you. From the vision. Your fight isn't over. Not yet.
What are you talking about?
I prayed to Balthazar too. I know how it feels to have your faith crumble inside you.
I prayed to Balthazar too, my character says. Because, and I'll show you this in a second, because I chose this way back when I created this character.
I can't bring your god back, but I can offer you a chance to finish what he started. I'm working on a way to kill Kralkatorrik without disrupting his magic. Help me finish it. Please.
Anyone else would simply kill me and take the sword.
Anyone else, you would have killed. And I've seen a better way.
We reforge the weapons of the dead to pass their strength on to others. So, you may have his sword. My help, on the other hand, we'll see.
Will you tell me who you are?
I'm Zafira. And you are not what I expected.
See, the story works really well, especially when your character has, at least to me, I haven't seen it on a character that hasn't prayed to Balthazar, but it works really well with like that mutual respect, especially like my character going, do you know what? I am right there in your shoes. I understand fully where you're coming from. I was there too. And she's like, you know what? You're all right. You're all right. I really like this, the conclusion.
Thank the alchemy. I was worried you wouldn't make it out in one piece. And you have a sword.
I do, but it seems, well, lifeless.
Dormant. I feared as much. To attract Kralkatorrik's attention, it will need reactivated, so to speak.
And how do we activate it?
Magic. Powerful magic. Luckily, we're surrounded on all sides by a potent brandstorm. If you carry the sword inside...
No. Next idea?
Hear me out. All you need to do is expose yourself to the brand lightning for 7 8 seconds maximum.
Blish?
As you wish.
I love how this is plan A, right? Get in the lightning, get struck by lightning for like 7 to 8 seconds.
I do have a backup plan.
And the backup plan is like miles easier.
It involves your large revenant friend.
Ritlock? You mean we can use Sohathan?
Like,
precisely.
What?
I'll have time to contact him. Meet me at Sun's Refuge and we'll get this sword working.
Plan A, act as Benjamin Franklin with the kite, right? That was Benjamin Franklin, right? With the kite. Easy. Stand there, catch a lightning. Plan B, find a friend.
And just so you know, if that fails, we're definitely using the lightning. Oh, good. You're here. Now then, let's bring this sword back to life. Oh, hello.
You can reignite it? How is that possible?
Saphira has basically snuck into the Sun's Refuge. And, well, yeah, she's here now.
Commander, who's your new friend?
This is Saphira. She was a priestess of Balthazar.
And I am not your friend.
Nice to meet you, too.
Introductions can wait. We need to get this sword lit. Ritlock, do the honors.
Can do. Stand back.
Ba-dum-bum. Lighting the fire.
Yes, it worked.
Whoa, hey! Where's it going?
It seeks Balthazar. It senses his magic.
So the sun, immediately as the sun, the sword gets reignited. It seeks out the magic of Balthazar. Immediately it runs off to where Aurene was, where she was like lying on the ground, her little nest thing. And Saphira remarks,
I don't
well,
understand. Balthazar was never here.
But Aurene was.
The sword perceives him through her? Just who is this dragon of yours?
Someone who needs our help. Now, to enter the mist and attach this tracker to...
So basically...
Kralkatorrik.
Basically what happened here is it senses his magic. So to a certain degree, Saphira interprets that as if Balthazar still is alive, technically, inside Aurene, or as a part of Aurene. I guess that's a better way of saying it. He's alive as a part of Aurene, and they're one and the same now. And so Saphira gets curious. She's like, "Who is this dragon of yours? I mean, please fill me in here. I feel like I'm being misled. Is Balthazar still here? Should I be following this dragon? Is that basically, well, my god now?"
Won't be easy. Can't just kick in a door like a Joko's palace.
Actually, we can. If the Branded have been exiting through the rifts, it stands to reason we can use them to enter.
What, get dumped into some random who knows where?
It's the best shot we have. And once we're inside, Glint will protect us. As much as she can, at least.
I assure you, Blish and I have executed plans far more dangerous than this.
Ritlock, I need you to enter the mists and gather as much information as possible. Find out how to reverse the damage.
On it.
Enough talk. Let's get going.
No, Gorik. This time, you're staying behind.
What? Brother! If you think I'm going to sit around while you get first-hand experience with an Elder Dragon...
My golem body will keep me safe. But if anything happened to you, I'd never forgive myself. Gorik, this is going to be hard enough as it is. I won't be able to focus if I'm worried about you. You know I'm right.
Fine. But when you get back, I want a full report. With diagrams.
It's a deal.
Commander, before you go, can we... With everything that's happening, I might not get another chance.
You okay, Bram?
So the idea here is we're going with Blish into the mists. We're finding a rift. And Ridlock, he's picking up the phone. He's like, Glint, yo, hook me up, fam. We need a plan.
I just wanted to say, well, I've been an idiot. I know it. Sometimes I just don't use my head. But no matter what I put you through, you never gave up on me. And I didn't... I was so... I mean, you should have just knocked some sense into me. Spirits know I deserved it.
Grief can make us not ourselves. It's okay.
It's not okay. It's no way to treat family. That's what we are, you and me. Family. Took me long enough, but I finally got that through my thick head. From now on, wherever you lead, I'm right behind you.
Not behind me, Bram. At my side. To the end.
To the end.
Excellent.
So basically, we're family now. We're family now. That's the essence here of Broham's speech. So he sat here in the Sun's Refuge thinking about what his words with his mother and all that jazz, only to come back to the realization that, hey, we were right the commander was right all along. We're family. It's kind of, it's a good redemption arc. I mean, I kind of like how it all comes back and he's not emo anymore. Like, having this end to it, I have a lot more respect for Braum now. Like, he's much more manageable now, and with the whole story that he's now gone through, it all works out. It's really good. It's really good.
Now let's get this tracker business dealt with, shall we? Not that I was eavesdropping. Golem oral sensors. Sorry.
I mean, I get that Braum can feel a little bit meh. But I feel like that's more on the early writing, and I feel like this is more of a redemption of the writing, so to speak, than it is of Braum himself. The way that he's come around and he's now manageable again and back on the team, it's needed. But now that Braum is like out of the way, we need to get to like Cass and Jory, because there's no more tensions left now. Like, it's just now it's fight, I guess. Yes, if right in there in that instance, you can talk to Ridlock, and he will say thank you for noticing how soft my fur is.
Well, here goes nothing.
And we enter the mists. We find a rift. They're everywhere. Everywhere in this map, we find a rift. We go in.
Any last words?
Let's not jinx it.
Boom. We go in. We are inside the mists now. And crazy shit is about to happen. This is the mists.
What is this?
Great machines! It's a full-on war between Glint's army and the Branded.
It's a distraction. Glint is buying us time.
Then let's use it to our advantage. We'll have to set the bait further inside, away from the fighting.
I think I see a shelter up ahead.
Balthazar's magic. Seize it.
Balthazar's magic. Seize it. So, what happened here, we enter the mists. We enter the mists. A war is breaking out. Glint, she picked up the phone. She's like, I got you, fam. I got you, Ridlock. And she's fighting.
I think this is our spot. Now to set the bait.
How much time do we have?
Kralkatorix senses the sword. He is coming for you.
Glint is back. Glint is here. She talks to us. Kralkatorix senses the sword.
Glint!
Alright.
This, by the way, is the original, seemingly is the original voice actor of Glint from back in the early game. This is kind of...
The answer appears to be very little. Hurry and clear out these Branded.
I mean, I know that we already have those for the Revenant, but hey. Thank you so much, man. Super appreciate it. Alright, we fight, we protect Blish.
Commander, it's working!
Kralkatorix draws near.
Glint!
He's heading for the sword. We did it! Feel that static? He's coming! Get ready to run!
He's coming. Alright, we protect Blish. We protect him for so long. This is a great moment to pause it. That Kralkatorix notices us. He's noticed the magic in the sword. He's coming. And immediately as Kralkatorix draws nearer, the sword starts to react.
What's going on? The sword is turning on us.
Balthazar's magic. It's reacting to Kralkatorrik.
I'll try to fix the tracker. Can you hold out a little longer?
Don't worry about me. Just get it working.
So basically the sword there is acting on its the last things that were happening to it before it went dormant. It was fighting Kralkatorrik, trying to take it down.
Lish, we've got to get out of here.
The power source. I can't get it to work.
Go. Now.
Yes, go. I'll handle it. Go, Commander. Get out of here.
What?
I'm a machine, remember? He can't brand me. You're mortal. You need to get to safety.
I'm not leaving without you.
Come back for me when the storm passes. We've come too far to give in now.
Blish!
I'll be fine, Commander. Go!
He tells me to leave, and I really don't want to leave. I don't want to leave Blish. I really like Blish. He's like, "Go. I'm a machine. It'll be all right." And I'm like, "No, you totally gonna die, fam." So I'm at least trying. What I'm trying to do here, right at the end, is I'm trying to at least get the branded devourer so he doesn't get killed by that. And I know it's futile, but I try to. Alright, this instance bugged out and everything, but so it's just restarting.
So, don't be mad. I lied.
What? What are you saying?
The power source is dead. I can't fix it. But my golem body can power the tracker indefinitely. I just have to take my higher functions offline. Permanently.
Wait.
Yeah, this is massive Peppo hands, by the way. This is so sad. Blish, he lied. He's sacrificing himself right now.
What?
F in chat, guys.
No. At the docks, Gork said...
I know, but I'm just one person. We're talking about the end of the world. If I can bind in time to stop Kralkatorrik, then...
No! There has to be another way. I'm not letting you do this.
With all due respect, Commander, it's all up to you.
He's making the decision. He's sacrificing himself. He's sacrificing himself. There's a clip here as well where he says, "Tell my brother I'm sorry, and tell Timey to go save the world." I think I accidentally cut it out here.
I'm entering the eye of the storm. I'll be shutting down higher functions now. Wish me luck. All your parts. Kralkatorrik.
Blish?
Aww.
Blish!
It's mega sad. It's super sad. He dies. We hear him die. It all goes... and he's gone. It's so sad. It really is. I legit... I thought that was really sad. It hit me. It hit me right in the feels. It looks cool. We're flying off into the mist. We're trying to find a rift in space, basically, to fly back into our world. Hopefully, finding a. I mean, first try, right? While Kralkatorrik grows bigger and bigger, and he's consuming everything. He's basically consuming this entire plane of existence. That war that was happening just a second ago, done, consumed. All of that, sucked in. We fly out.
Blish, say something.
We're safe. But Blish is not here. Aw.
Blish.
Commander? Commander, come in. Are you okay?
I'm fine. But...
I'm getting a signal from the tracker. Come on back, you two. We're gonna celebrate in style.
You did it, Commander.
Yeah, sorry, Alero, you're right. Glint says that she opened a rift back up for you. For us. I kind of forgot that. That's you're completely right. Glint is the one that makes us go first try. Boom.
We're receiving a signal from the tracker.
Wait, where's...
I had my doubts about whether the sword's magnetic pull
Gorik. There's something I need
would still be functional. But like always, Blish was 100% correct. I don't...
Listen to me. Blish had to...
Don't know how I ever doubted him. Blish can do anything he puts his mind to.
Gorik, please.
Did he say
It's
anything?
sad.
He said he's sorry.
But I saved him.
Yeah.
Wait.
Let him go.
He saved him. He saved his brother once before from dying, putting his mind in a golem suit, in a golem body to preserve him for all eternity. And then he goes and sacrifices himself. How horrible would that feel? Gore again. Peppo hands right there. Lots of Peppo hands. It's
There's something else.
Yeah, we need to bring out the backup.
He said
The USB.
we need to stop keeping secrets from each other.
Lish. I guess it's time.
It's time.
I wasn't ready to tell you, but, my condition... It's not in remission anymore. It's getting worse.
Worse how?
Sometimes the pain is so bad I can hardly focus. I can't calculate how much time I have, but... there's an end. Blish was the only one I told. I thought he might be able to help me stay here longer, but now he's...
Timing. If we had known...
Blish sacrificed himself to give us time to stop Kralkatorek. That's our priority.
Do you ever slow down?
Hey, we have a job to do. But there's no way we can do this without Aureen. We have to find her.
How? She didn't exactly leave a note.
I think I can help with that. The priestess was right. You do need better security.
Okay.
We have a lot to talk about, don't we?
Right, I'll let this next cut or dialogue play out for just a second before I talk.
You want answers. Let people grieve for a while. We'll talk soon enough.
I guess we have a lot to talk about, right, Commander? Let's wait with the talk. Let's do it later. Let's do it later. Easy. We can hold off. Let people grieve. Anyways, let's go back to that for a second. So yeah, Timey's condition is not in remission anymore. She's dying. And that's another big sad moment for this. We're getting... That's a drill. Sorry about that. We're getting quite a lot of urgency throughout this entire season now. Aureen is gone. Timey is dying. Blish is gone. He's gone for good unless we have a USB backup of him. But I mean, pulling out a USB backup of him is kind of weird because his mind is not backed up. His mind is literally been placed into the golem capsule, the golem crystal. So it's not like a data transfer. It's more like magical transfer, and it's not really replicable. Is that the word? English on point. But yeah, there's definitely the alternative that will use the exact same method that Gorig used to save Blish back in the day, putting him in a golem crystal. Doing that same thing for Timey. Would it work? Probably. Are they gonna? I don't know. I have a feeling that they don't really want to get rid of Timey, so to speak, like the model for Timey. But I mean, if we're really changing up everything that's happening here, shit, yeah, let's go. But yeah, everything's just sad. Right here at the end, it's an extremely touching end. Like for once, I actually felt really, touched. The writing in this episode is on point. It made me feel about these characters, which I've only just been introduced. Blish, for example. Timey, she kind of opens up and she's like, oh shit, no. I've never really felt much like complete attachment to Timey. I always knew that there was probably an end date to that, like with the whole sickness and whatnot, but I have a feeling it's not the end of her. But we're getting closer and closer to like what is the breaking point for this season, right? Everyone's off. We're in a weird state. Anyways, let's listen to the last bit here.
Hey, I know you're beating yourself up about Blish, but he gave his life to save the world. We should all be so lucky. It's like that thing the Olmecon say. His memory is a star to guide us.
The death of him, the death of Blish, and the memory of him will live on as a star to guide us. He sacrificed himself to save the world. That's a pretty cool star to be following, right? That's a pretty noble cause to stick with. Yeah, title drop. Boom. Mic drop. Roll the credits. Click. Come on, Deroir, click.
I can't stop thinking about Blish. He seemed so invincible. I finally had him back for good. And now... he could have lived forever in that golem body. How could he just throw that away?
He cared for you. Your life was precious to him, regardless of the length.
He chose to help a lot of people despite the cost. His life meant something. His death meant something. That's powerful, isn't it? I just hope I get a chance like that.
That's basically the end of it. Oh, right. That's the end of that. Yeah. That was the entire thing. The entire episode. Pretty crazy storytelling. Pretty, like... We're hitting, like, Mach 5 right now in terms of the storytelling. Not just the storytelling, but, like, what's in the story, right? Kralkatorrik is in the mists. How do you... Let me just put a screenshot about it up here in the background so that you have something pretty to look at. Kralkatorrik is in the mists. We need to be fighting Kralkatorrik. We're fighting him. How? We now know... We have a tracker on him. We now know that where he's going. Next episode, we're definitely going to be dealing with Kralkatorrik. The season is going to end with us probably fighting Kralkatorrik and probably failing. That's my prediction. I think season 5 is going to continue with the story of Kralkatorrik because we can't end it here. Like, we have so much more to go. He's entered the mists. Everything can happen from here on. The gods can come back into the story. Every single creature, every single, like, entity that we've ever heard about or encountered in the stories, in the lore, is potentially coming back into the fold here. Anything can happen because we've entered the mist with the living story. We have entered the mists. He's consuming everything. How do you go from there? Like, where do you go from there? The next dragon cannot one up this. Like, we're hitting Infinity War level here. Like, where the fuck do you go from here? We hit the max capabilities of how bad this guy can get. Like, this is Thanos. The purple. This is Thanos Dragon. Insert Thanos car meme. Anything can really happen. And I'm really, truly excited to see where this goes. Yeah. Dormammu. I have come to bargain. I think, if I am to speculate slightly more, I think what this entire season is going to boil down to is us getting that relationship with Aurene. And at the very end of the season, we're going to be like completely in line with Aurene, mentally, physically, with the mastery and everything. We will be in sync, right? And we will be on the same side. But the next episodes are going to be us trying to convince and go with Aurene, trying to get her convinced to do the right thing, to do what is right. And then basically just fighting the fight. Now anything can happen. You guys suggested here she might have to get branded. Aurene might have to get branded. We might have to pull a Glint 2.0 where we redeem her from the brand. For her to be able to enter the mind of Kralkatorik and pull that off. But I don't know. 4 million scenarios and we don't succeed in any of them. This is going to be an absolutely amazing rest of the season. I'm dead certain. I'm dead certain. But yeah, I think that kind of concludes the main thoughts about the entire thing and the entire supercut here. So yeah, thank you guys for sticking through that. That was kind of a new thing. I hope you guys liked that.